Hey, beautiful souls, beautiful sunshine here with the Our Holistic Healer, aka Sonia B. I am actually here with an intuitive message this morning. So I just got finished walking my dog, me and my daughter, and my son actually got up early to go play basketball. He was probably up like about 6 something or whatever the case may be. But anyway, with all that being said, I just basically want to let you guys know that I just got this intuitive feeling of just knowing that I'm so excited. And the reason why I'm excited is because you know how I did that prophetic message on people benefited off other people? Meaning like, and I did a message actually yesterday too when I mentioned that I went to get a massage. And just what Divine Spirit Light had revealed to me, because I had been asking him, God, please show me how is it that people were able to benefit off other people. Well, I'm not saying that's the only way, but what I am saying is, that's one of the ways that is what I'm hearing that some people have been able to, benefit off other people. And then this morning when we went to go walk out, went to walk the dog, it's like we was just noticing certain things that people were kind of doing in a sense. It was like, my daughter kind of brought to my attention, and I noticed it too, but she had brought to my attention. She was like, why does it seem like everybody that's out here running, like they're trailing behind somebody else? And you can tell these individuals aren't with other people, but they're trailing behind other people. And I know you may say to yourself, like, okay, they're just running on the same street and they just so happen that they're running. But what you don't understand is, remember, I did another video too on intentions. It's people's intentions, meaning in other words, if we're in a room and let's just say it's a bunch of us in the room and some of us come in there with a negative mindset and we coming in there like, yeah, this is an example, like, yeah, all the intention is going to be on me, or yeah, I'm going to walk in this room and everybody wants to flock towards me is what I'm hearing. Or, you walk into a room and somebody's hating on somebody else because they see the light on them. Well, those are intentions, meaning like your intentions aren't good, should I say. So in other words, if I give you this is another example. If a person is going out here and running each and every morning, they running with the intent of running, not needing to run with having the intentions of going out here to run would be the equivalent of going out here to run to better your health, to better your health, in other words, to maybe better your cardio, to better your breathing, and all those things as associated with it. But if you're going out here and you looking at other people and you thinking to yourself, oh, well, I want to be like them, or whatever the case may be, first of all, your intentions are wrong. That's not me being judgmental. I'm just telling you what it is, what I'm hearing. So remember, intentions are important. If you come in with negative intentions, then your intentions aren't good. But if you have good intentions, then there's a different story. So that's an intuitive message of knowing, the difference. But anyway, with all that being said, I was just so excited to know that, and I started kind of clicking my heels, like how you run and jump and you click your heels to the side. I got a little excited and I told my daughter, she was like, okay, well, if you're going to start doing all this, I'm going to start walking with you. But I was like, I got to be me. I was excited because to know that everybody has to carry their own weight now. And I say that from a standpoint from a humbling place, meaning like no more can people try to manipulate other people. No more can other people try to use other people to get what they want. No more can they try to what's the word? As I said yesterday, kind of using other people's energy to manifest off us. Manifest off of. Forgive me for those of you who are new to my channel. I'm sorry, and I forgot to say that. For those of you who are new to my channel, I just want to say welcome. And for those of you who are returning, I just want to say welcome back. I forgot to say that. But anyway, yeah, so being able to manifest off other people's energy. So, and then I get a notification. Thank you, Spirit. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all may hear me say thank you, Spirit, a lot because it just gives me confirmation of the information that I'm giving, just reassuring me that the information is correct or whatever. I just pay attention to the little synchronistic things that happen that I hear, see, and, taking place when I'm giving a message. Even you may hear me say something about whether you hear the sirens going in the background. They're not going now, I'm just saying, but you'll hear me saying that too because, that's, again, a way that the universe kind of speaks to you. I've been noticing when I say certain things, I hear certain things, and it's a confirmation of just letting me know, okay, you're on the right path. Because sometimes I'm giving these messages and I'm like, okay, Lord, what am I supposed to be doing here? Because again, sometimes God's like, just go with the flow, do what I told you to do. And in the process, I'm going to give you what you need to get, whatever message you need to deliver. So I just do it. That's who my boss is. So, although I am an entrepreneur at the same time, he's the ultimate say-so. So I do what he say do, or whatever the case may be. He's the head. But anyway, and when I trust him and put my faith in him, and I know that, things can't go wrong in the process, not saying that things can't possibly, you may learn lessons along the way of, okay, what not to do and what to do. But I just know that I am being divinely, guided as well as divinely protected. So with all that being said, for all of you guys who have experienced situations of people using you, benefiting off of you, using your energy, and some people unwillingly, let me say this too, because what I'm hearing is some people unwillingly, is that water? Some people unwillingly was doing this unwillingly, meaning like they didn't even know that they were doing this. But then you have those people who were intentionally doing it because they know what they was doing. And this, what I'm hearing is coming, it came from a place of as I said, I think yesterday in the other video, it came from a place of just ancestral stuff or whatever, stuff that was just passed down from one generation to the next generation. But anyway, and just because it was passed down from one generation to the next generation don't necessarily make it right or whatever. But that's where you have to use your discernment, because anytime you're doing something that is against somebody else's will, they don't know about it, and it's to benefit yourself, that's a form of manipulation. But anyway, I am here to say I am excited. I am so excited. I'm so excited. And I'm excited because yesterday, one, I didn't get any work done because I had to go get a massage because I needed to. Because I just had to take a break. I had to take a break. I was like, Lord, and I know I'm off topic here because I actually meant to say this yesterday. I want to say shout out to all you moms and single dads out there who has been holding down the fort, and I don't even know why I'm getting on this topic, but I know I was supposed to mention this yesterday in the other video, but it slipped my mind until I just looked to the left and it just reminded me. But I want to say shout out to all you people who have been holding it down, who has been holding the weight on your shoulder, who has been doing everything on your own. And when I say everything, I mean mostly everything on your own. Feeling like the weight is on your shoulders, feeling like, oh my God, can I get a break? That was one of those days that I had yesterday. And it was like God said, go get a massage. And in the process of me going to get a massage, I was able to get an answer to the message that I have been asking God for the last 2 weeks. And that was, how was it, God, that other people were able to benefit off of other people? And it was shown to me yesterday through getting a massage. So sometimes you got to just learn to be obedient. When God asks you to do something, he's asking you to do it for a reason. You may not know. And, you can get an answer to your question if you just learn to, if you just move and go with the flow when he tells you to. But when you decided to keep pushing yourself, because yesterday I could have pushed myself. I'm actually, I said before in a couple of other videos, I'm actually down to this last chapter that I'm trying to rewrite, chapter, topic, however you want to refer to it. I'm actually down to that last part, and it was like, oh my God, like God, I was like, God, how could you? I was like, really? I said, I've been working on this almost like 5 months to 6 months now. I feel like he was throwing me a curveball in the process. I'm almost finished. So why are you throwing this curveball in there now? And he was like, nope. He had to remind me, go take care of yourself. Which one is more important? You finishing that project that you've been working on, or your health? Because remember, your health is your wealth. So keep that in mind too. But so I had to make the conscious decision of sitting still, and I had to make the conscious decision of taking care of my health, or whatever the case may be. So, and today I'm going to do the same thing because I didn't get much done, but I'm going to, I'm going to do what I need to do. While laying down, let me say that. I told my daughter, I said, I'm going to sit on the couch. I'm going to turn on the TV. I'm going to have my laptop. I'm going to kick my feet up on the couch. I'm going to have a laptop, and I'm going to have that little tray that you use to like eat on. I'm going to use that tray to, at least get something done. and I'm just gonna kick back and enjoy myself. So I say all that to say, I just want to say, for all of you people who have been trying to juggle so many things, and when I say juggle so many things, juggle the kids, juggle trying to prepare meals for the kids, juggle taking the kids here, taking the kids there, making sure that you get the kids out the house, and making sure that you're worried about their well-being, not only your own personal well-being, but their well-being as well too. Making sure the kids are getting their schoolwork done, making sure that the kids are enjoying themselves, getting them out in nature, just making sure that the kids are good, and not only that the kids are good, but that you're good. One thing about being a mom, all I'm gonna say is this, because my kids know that I love this individual growing up as a kid. She was like my favorite superhero, should I say. And because yesterday I was supposed to deliver this message, but I totally forgot. But I got this card for Mother's Day, and this is all I'm gonna say. For all of you people who've been holding it down like Wonder Woman, being a superwoman that you know how to be when you have to do it because you don't have that additional help, physically anyway. Of course, God is there, holding you down mentally, giving you the sound, peaceful, and a stable mind in the process of it all. But I was just like, Lord, I cover everybody else. Am I going to have somebody to cover me? How can I have somebody to cover me? I asked that question before. I asked that question one time before, and God actually showed up and showed me how he was having me covered in a sense. So I'm very grateful for that in the process. But at the same time, I'm also like, God, like something has to give. Something has to give. It's like I'm being mommy and being daddy. And, and for those people who are doing it, I take my hats off to you, because we all know that it's not an easy job. And I thank God that I thank God that he is what I'm hearing is working on these dads out here to do better, be better. Because as I said before, kids don't get here alone or whatever. But it's okay. I'm coming from a place of non-judgment, because I realized that the men obviously had some stuff that they had to collapse in regards to their family history, should I say, because a lot of stuff is passed down from one generation to the next. And, that sometimes stuff is being passed down from one generation to the next. So sometimes you have to be mindful of the choices that you make and ask yourself, why am I making these choices? This stuff, that people have been making for years, that's, been in my family line. So, those are things to consider too. Anyway, I don't want to get off topic, but anyway, so all I wanted to say is much love to those dads who are holding it down there out there being single dads, because I know that there are dads out there who are actually in relationships and they are doing a lot of stuff, as well as on, let me just say that they're going above and beyond. And even though they're like in a relationship and they're going above and beyond, it's almost like they're in a relationship, but they're not getting the help that they need in a sense. But it's like they're still, what I'm hearing is like, it's almost like being single in a sense. And I actually know what that feeling feels like, to be honest with you. So I say all that to say, just hold it down. Hold it down. The shift is happening. The shift is going to take momentum, and what I'm hearing, it is going to be a quantum leap. So anyway, with all that being said, keep holding it down. We're almost there. Hang in there. Because Lord knows I'm trying to do my best with doing what I can do without being, I try to come from a place of being happy. And I am happy, and it's not me, I don't need someone to make me happy. One thing about me, I've always been a happy person. I just want other individuals around me to see that, it's no one's job to make you happy. You have to find happiness within yourself. So with all that being said, I'm going to end it on this note, because I feel like Divine Spirit Light is telling me to remind you of this. So when I was walking down the street today, and me and my daughter, it was just more so of coming from a place of, yes, No more can people benefit off of using other individuals to get what they want. So it's now everybody has to do their own work. So if you have a heavy ass load, well, guess what? You carry your heavy ass load until you decided that you're going to release some of that burden off of your own chest. Meaning, like, it's nobody else's job to fix you. It's nobody else's job to what's the word? To pacify you. Is nobody else's job to comfort you and ask you, are you okay? It is your own personal responsibility. And I'm here to tell you, and I was so excited to hear walking down the street, like, yes, I just clicked my heels. I'm like, yes, no more can people, no more can people try to manipulate people, to make them feel sorry, to make them feel bad. No more of that shit. Everybody has to carry their own weight. And if your load, like I said, again, if it gets too heavy, then that's your own personal problem. So with all that being said, let me shuffle these, let me do these 2 little decks of cards real quick, because I asked Divine Spirit Light, because I was just going to give a message, but I felt like I was being divinely guided to pull a couple cards real quick. So let me do this real quick before I go. And again, this is an intuitive message that I received this morning. Not a prophetic message, but an intuitive message. Meaning that I didn't see this in a dream, but I just felt the energy. Divine Spirit Light, what message do you have for the collective? What message? And I already pre-shuffled these cards, y'all, and prayed over them. So what message do you have for the collective, so that they may get excited about being free and liberated and not having to carry anybody else's weight, that everybody is responsible for their own selves? What other message do you have? What other messages do you have for the collective in regards to liberation, being free, others not being able to manipulate anybody anymore? What message do you have that is of pure white light and pure unconditional love only? What message do you have that is of pure white light and pure unconditional love only, that is for the collective? What message do you have? Protection. You are divinely protected. Yes. So you see that? No more can people try to manipulate your energy or try to use you to manifest off of you or any of that. So that's something to be excited about. And boundaries. So you notice the boundaries. See how there's a shield, a protection? Guys, that's what I'm talking about. Yes. I walked into my neighborhood. I said, no more neighbors. No more will you be able to benefit off of me or my kids or my household. You got to carry your own shit. And I say that in a humbling way. And just other individuals, because again, remember, it's people's intentions. People know their intentions, and unless you in tune with your intuition, sometimes people don't even know. And I know I say some stuff that people are like, what? Like, seriously? And trust me when I believe it. I saw this quote some years ago, and it said, and this is when I was really learning myself, and I said, just learning myself and getting to know myself on a deeper level. And it was just talking about how an Aquarius, because I'm an Aquarius, and it says one thing about an Aquarius is when they tell you something, you should believe them. I'm not telling you what to do. Hear me. I'm not telling you guys what to do, because I think we've had too long family and society telling people what to do. But usually when an Aquarius says something, you best to believe that what they're saying is true. And people are going to wish that they would have listened, should I say. But again, use your own intuition. That's all I can say. It's not even about me even trying to manipulate somebody, because I'm just basic. That's why I say, because I can sit here and say what I say and tell you to believe everything I say. But no, I tell you, use your intuition. And then it says, trust your path. Trust your path. Trust your path. Know that you are protected, and know that there are boundaries that are being set, and know that no longer, I'm going to just I feel like I'm being guided to pull one more card. So let me pull one more card before I do this other letting go deck. Power. Yes. You're coming back into your own personal power. You see that? So, yes. And at the bottom of the deck, I see hunger. So, some of you guys are going to be hungry for a lot of different things. And when I say a lot of different things, you know, it's going to be different for everybody else. So, keep that in mind. So, to know that you're divinely protected, oh my God. Like, you know, I knew this and it took me some time to know this. But, you know, just with the message that I said, the intuitive message I received this morning about no more can people, no more. I mean, like, no more. You don't understand that. I have seen so many people, and let me just tell you. So, one thing I don't do is I don't look at other people and wish that I had what they had. I don't do that because I always knew that be careful what you ask for, because you never know what that person had to go through to get what it is that they had to get. So I don't necessarily say that I have been that individual who wanted something that somebody else had. Let me say this. I give you an example. My sister, years ago, she always appreciated the fact that she was stable in her employment. Let me say that, because she worked for the government. Let me say that. And but on the other hand, I know years ago, when I say years ago, I mean like years ago, like coming out of high school or whatever, I could have had an opportunity to try to work for the government because she could have got me into government. But I knew that that wasn't for me. I knew that it wasn't for me because I know that I know how I am. Aquarius needs to feel liberated. They don't like people telling them what to do, you know, and it's not the fact that they're rebelling against everything, but they rebel with a cause. Should I say a cause? So in other words, when they see people, and I see another notification, when they see people, when they see people trying to control people, or they see behind the manipulation, they see behind the BS, the bullshit, however you want to call it, they can see it. So it's almost like you can't get over on them, meaning like they see the other people around them and they see just how they operate and how they do things. They be like, you're not about to pull me into that. So no, I knew I didn't want a job with the government. Let me shade to say that. And to those people who do work with the government, no shade, no judgment. You know, everybody's path is different, you know, but that's just me. I chose not to do that. But anyway, so instead of me having an opportunity to work for the government, I actually thought I was going to do hair when I left school, because I took 3 years of cosmetology. But it just so happened that my mom decided that she was going to, you know, do childcare. So, you know, we actually started doing childcare in the home. Just real briefly, we started doing childcare in the home, and then we went from got one apartment, and we built up some kids, and we got another apartment within the same building, and then we rented out one more apartment within the same building when 2 other people had moved out. So we had 3 apartments in one building that we was doing childcare out of. Well, you know, we benefited from that, as well as the fact the rental office had benefited from that as well too at the time, because they were able to say that they had an on-site childcare facility. So with all that being said, we actually moved into an actual building that was licensed up to 99 kids. And I say all that to say that, that was the route that I chose to take. I chose to be a co-owner of a child care center. And for me, that worked for me, because that's where I was meant to be. Because being able to help kids on the path, at first, when I first came into it, I was like, oh my God, I'm like young myself. Like I was fresh out of high school. So to just deal with the different personalities or whatever, you know, I was, to deal with the different personalities, on top of the fact that I think I was sick at the time. I think I had the flu at the time too. So I kind of felt some type of way, you know. It's like my energy was trying to adjust, and I was like, oh my God, like no. But anyway, so with all that being said, time went on. I started taking training, and I started going to school for early childhood education, and I started to learn a little bit more differently, and I started changing my perspective of how to handle kids. But in all reality, it was really buried down on a deep it was really buried deep down within inside of me, of me caring for kids, because kids is a part of my life path in some way, shape, or form. So, you know, whether I'm no longer dealing with kids in directly, I'm still somehow associated with kids and have that, spiritual connection and guidance with those kids. But anyway, with all that being said, so I chose to take the route of being co-owner with, being part owner of a childcare facility. It was me and my mom, and we thrived for years or whatever the case may be. And why did I even get on this topic? I don't know. But anyway, I feel like there's some sort of divine message that's supposed to come out of this. But I say all that to say, I chose to take the route that was less traveled. We didn't know how this situation was going to turn out with opening up a business. We didn't know how it was going to turn out, but I took my chances to do so. I could have taken thank you, Spirit. I could have taken a government job where I would have known that my job would have been secure until I retired or whatever the case may be, but that wasn't my route. This is a part of my journey, because I was meant to discover, like, who I was in the process, like, just my bond with kids in the process. So I say all that to say, y'all, that I don't envy what anybody else has. I worry about myself, but I will definitely say this. I look, I listen, and I do pay attention, and I observe my environments. And I have noticed it seemed like almost, and I'm very appreciative of my car that I have. I'm very thankful for it. It was given to me as a birthday gift from my spouse, years ago. But I say all that to say that, I just couldn't understand. I was like, how is it that, these individual people, everybody is showing up with a new car in the neighborhood, with a new car, but, and believe it or not, and God was testing me in the process too, and thank God I passed, and thank God my mindset was totally different. Like, I wasn't a hater, like, oh my God, like, she don't deserve that, I deserve that. What again? I didn't know what they had to go through in order to get it. So I say all that to say that, I don't envy what somebody else has. I just have noticed that it seemed like almost everybody in the neighborhood that I'm in, everybody seemed like within 2019 somewhere, 2019, maybe close, maybe half of 2018, I noticed that people started, almost everybody has seemed like they has gotten a new vehicle, whatever the case may be. But again, I'm very thankful for mine because my car is paid off. So, but anyway, but I say all that to say, there's been so many people who has been benefiting off other people, and thank God no more. In whatever shape or form that they're, we're doing it in, no more. Everybody has to carry their own weight. So anyway, let me get into this message real quick so I can go finish doing what it is that I need to do. I'm actually going in here to pre-prep dinner for tonight so I don't have to worry about it later, so it'll be done. And we're going to have some raviolis, y'all. The raviolis was so good last time. I decided to have some today with it's vegan rosemary. I think vegan rosemary sourdough bread I got from Wegmans. Oh, but anyway, it's so good. Put some butter on it. Good. Anyway, Divine Spirit, what message do you have for the collective in regards to what we're letting go of? That is of pure white light and pure unconditional love only. So remember, y'all, with people no longer benefiting off each and every one of us, that people are able to stand in their power and just know that you're on the right path. New paths are opening up. Going through portals. I said that yesterday. Some people is going to have to make some choices of going between what two doors are they going to choose to go between. And just remember, if you don't remember anything, remember this. You're divinely protected. Apologizing. Today, I will try to be clear and healthy in my apologies, taking responsibility for my own actions and nobody else's. Boom, I just said that, didn't I? Thank you, Lord. And for no one else's, I will seek God's help in figuring out what I truly need to apologize for and what I do so without reservation. So keep that in mind. Yeah. Let me read it one more time. Today, I will try to be clear and healthy in my apologies, take responsibility for my own actions and nobody else's. I will seek God's help and for figuring out what I truly need to apologize for, and I will do so without reservation. So in other words, there's been some people who have been benefiting off of other people, and let me just say this: God's going to allow them to sit still, is what I'm hearing, and allow them to see the things that they have been doing. In other words, there's something about sitting still that you're able to see the truth, hear the truth, acknowledge the truth, and more importantly, you be shown the truth. And I say all that to say, and when you absolutely, because I saw in a message that some people were going to be kind of isolated. So it's something about being in isolation that you're able to think a little clear when you don't have a lot of people around you. So yeah, some people are going to find themselves needing to apologize for their behaviors of, trying to manipulate, trying to control, or trying to some way, shape, or form take advantage of other people. Again, whether it's intentionally, especially if your intentions weren't pure, if you were intentionally doing it, because as I said before, sometimes people unintentionally do things as well too. Let me just see if there's one more message. Is there another message, Divine Spirit Light, before I end this message? Is there one more message? Oh, thank you. Just brought my attention to something else too. And this was actually at the bottom of the deck. And I said, you know what? If it was meant to come back out, I'll let it come back out. But it says, today I will consider whether a deadline might be helpful in some area of my life. I claim divine wisdom and guidance in setting appropriate deadlines for resolving any issues that might be lingering in my life. So, setting deadlines. I know that's definitely applying to me. But you heard me say what's collective. So anyway, this one says, being true to myself. Today I will honor, cherish, and love myself when I get confused about what to do. I just have to remember that I need to be true to myself. I will break free of the hold that others and their expectations have on me. Boom, there it is. And I'm going to pull a card from here, because actually last night this came up in my train of thought, and these are actually my Reiki healing cards, y'all. So as I told you before, I am a Reiki practitioner and I am a Reiki teacher. Divine Spirit Light, I don't know why you have me using these or why you asked me to use these, but I'm just going to use it anyway. What message do you want the collective to know? What message do you want the collective to know? It's hard to shuffle these. What message do you want the collective to know using these Reiki cards? What message do you have for the collective? Oh, hold on. Why are these going the wrong way? Hold on, y'all. I hope you guys are going to have a beautiful day, and keep in mind that's something to get excited about, being free and knowing no longer can somebody try to manipulate you, take advantage of you, try to use you unintentionally. Well, not unintentionally, using you, and for whatever reasons, it won't work any longer. All right, Divine Spirit, what message do you have for the collective that you want them to know while I'm using this deck? Okay. I just being divine to God to just kind of spread these out and just pick one. Gratitude. Gratitude. Today I will count my many blessings. Boom. And I just spread these cards out and just pick one. So be grateful that you have divine protection. Be grateful that you have a higher power that's keeping you protected. Be grateful that you can no longer be manipulated. Be grateful that people can no longer benefit off of you. Be grateful for so many things. For what I'm hearing is be grateful for your family. Be grateful for, what you have, the little things. Be grateful. Have an attitude of gratitude. Being thankful for the little things. I go out here every morning. I walk the dog. I talk to the squirrels. Call it what you will, but it's me connecting with nature. It's something about being connected with nature. It grounds you. It makes you stable. It allows you to make conscious decisions, like being one with nature. I didn't even realize how close to nature that I am, because as I said before in the video, when I said that divine spirit of light, because what it was is one night my house alarm had went off, and it was like probably 3 something in the morning, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, Lord. And I was like, okay. And I told the kids, I said, well, I'm gonna sleep downstairs on the couch, that way I can kind of like, just I can hear and see everything that goes on. So I chose to sleep downstairs on the couch while I knew the kids were in their room or whatever. Those are just some things that you have to do. Again, those are some things that you have to do, as a mom, that, sometimes, what I'm hearing is that sometimes spouses don't see that, people have to go above and beyond. A mom's job is like, think about it. If you think about when a mom gets sick, she has to take care of herself and her kids. That's not fair to her. Because at what point, I know I said this, I actually had a conversation with God about this. I was like, at what point does she actually get a break? She doesn't get a break. She does not get a break at all. She literally has to nurture her kids while trying to fix herself back into health. And that's not fair to her. And I know, that, sometimes due to circumstances, depending on individual circumstances or whatever, sometimes for whatever reasons that dads chose to, make certain decisions or whatever the case may be, again, and there's no judgment, because I realize that every individual has a life path of lessons that they need to learn too. It's something about growing up. It's something about being mature. I actually did a video on this, and actually I think that video is over on Patreon, but it was talking about how divine spirit of light was allowing some of these I'm not going to say masculines, because everyone isn't a masculine. A healed masculine is someone who does what they need to do. So I'm just going to say some of these men out here, and that's not applying to all, because some of them are divine masculines, should I say, because they're stepping up to the plate and they do what they have to do. And that's no shade. That's just truths. But in the process, again, like divine spirit of light was maturing a lot of these men out here, because let me just say this, he's just maturing them, because too many people has been thinking like a child and acting like a child. Let me just say that, where a woman has always had to assume responsibility and the load was always on her back. But anyway, with all that being said, y'all, I hope you remember the message. Remember, have an attitude of gratitude. Today you will count your many blessings. So be blessed, knowing that you have a divine protection that is protecting you, and knowing that people can no longer benefit off of you. Okay? And so keep that in mind. And remember to be yourself and don't want to be like anybody else. I know some people, it's easy for some people to be like themselves and be an individual, because I've always been an individual pretty much. And and I know it's kind of hard for those people who have had a bunch of friends and having to release friends. So now it's almost like having to learn to stand on your own. But there's nothing more powerful. I know they say strength come in numbers, and strength does come in numbers, providing that the strength that's in your circle is healthy. But strength also comes in numbers when you alone sometimes too, because that allows you to stand in your power. And one thing about that is, I can go out here and let me just say, thank you, Spirit. I wasn't even intending to go here. I had to deal with this situation several times in my life, twice that I can remember the most. One thing I could not stand is when people were in relationships. And again, it's not me being judgmental, but it ticked me off in a sense, or it pissed me. I say back in the day it pissed me off, but now I just don't even allow it to bother me, because now I just realize it's coward behavior. There was an incident in my life to where I had to deal with a situation of, let me just say that I had a conversation with somebody, and I thought I was having an adult conversation because it was from one adult to another adult. Well, I had a conversation with this adult in my life, and I guess I was meant to give you guys this message for whatever reason. Divine Spirit lights lead me down this road, but I had a conversation with another female archetype, and I thought we was having an adult conversation. Well, I was basically letting her know what was a no and what was a go. Like what you know, in other words, like what was considered respectful and what was being considered disrespectful. So I say all that to say, I had a conversation with her. Her in return went and had a conversation, how, people have pillow talk, they talk about people at nighttime or whatever the case may be, and, how their day went or whatever. So apparently the conversation went to, the conversation went to her, the person she was dating at the time. In return, instead of her having a conversation with me, she goes to him and she vents to him. He in return goes to someone else and vents to the someone else, and then that someone else comes to me and start venting to me, telling me what I should have done and telling me what I shouldn't have done. And I'm like, wait a minute, first of all, I was like, why is she having a conversation with you? She should come and have that conversation with me, and not to be going all the way around the circle. Well, again, back in that time, I would get pissed off when people did stuff like that, because I felt like, if I'm having a conversation with you, let's have an adult conversation. Why is it that you need to go through somebody else? Because what it was is she needed somebody else to defend her. I don't need somebody else to defend me. Would I like somebody else to actually step up to the plate so I can pull back for a change and not always be Captain Save-A person or whatever the case may be? Yes, I would like that. But on the other hand, I don't need anybody to do that for me. Would it be nice if somebody showed up, if a spouse showed up and was like that? Yes, absolutely. But I say all that to say that Divine Spirit Light was just bringing to my attention, like, you did nothing wrong. You said what you needed to say. You spoke your truth. You said what it was, and it is what it was. It wasn't you. It was the other person being a coward. So I say all that to say, when you have those conversations where people have to go around and have other people to defend them, it's coward-like behavior, coward energy. And again, it's not me judging. It is what it is. Obviously, they can't stand up for themselves. They need somebody else to stand up for them. And I don't even know why Divine Spirit Light was even guiding me down this road. But I say, oh, thank you. But it was about being an individual. So I say all that to say, handle your own battles. Thank you, because I think that was where the message was going. Handle your own battles. Don't worry about anybody else's. It's not your responsibility. They need to hold their own stuff down on their own. No more. So with all that being said, I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Enjoy the rest of your day, because I am. I wish you all much love, much light, and I say namaste. The light in me sees the light in you. Whether you can see it in yourself or not, I still see it. But anyway, peace and blessings. Until next time. Bye.